I am a huge fan of Game of Thrones. It took me a while, but I know why everybody is in love with the show. This is hands down, probably. I don't want to say hands down because there's been a lot of great shows over the years, but Game of Thrones is probably my favorite show. Definitely airing today. And I thought, let's talk individual characters. We'll start off with my favorite character of Game of Thrones. And, it's I'm sorry, guys, but it's a typical, not typical, but just, I know it's, everybody picks this guy and everybody's like, I mean, you couldn't think of anybody else. Yeah, there's some fantastic characters like the Hound. I really like the Hound. Tyrion, Khaleesi's, of course. I even like Robb. But when it came to my favorite and like my favorite character is usually somebody I could relate to or somebody I could really root for, it has to be Jon. I am my favorite character, and I'm a fan of Jon Snow. I think Jon Snow in Game of Thrones is definitely somebody that we could all get behind. We all want to see even take the throne. We definitely want him to take Winterfell back. All right, or Winterfield. We want him to take it back. We want him to I think Theron's gonna kill Ramses, but we want Jon to succeed in life because he is that of Ned Stark's bastard child, and that sucks, man. That's sad because we know that Jon, I think, like a lot of bastard kids in Game of Thrones, just wants to be appreciated by his father and, of course, his stepmother, so to speak. And he doesn't get the due he deserved. He didn't get the apparition, or he didn't get the applause, he didn't get the approval, he didn't get the name of Stark that he wanted, especially with Ned passing and, being killed by Jeffrey, the little son of a bitch. I'm sorry, calm down. We're talking about Jon. So seeing that, and even getting the runt out of the direwolves, Ghost, that's my dog, man. Ghost is a beast. He's literally like a beast. I'm just saying. But Ghost and Jon, like, great dynamic duo, even though we don't get a lot of it in the show. I'm pretty sure we get more in the books. I don't read the books, I'm just saying, but still. But Jon, he's come such a long way, especially since he recently died and came back to life. So he's come a long way. But what I like about Jon is definitely when he goes to Castle Black and he takes his oaths and he befriends Sam. Sam is just a weakling. He's just picked by everybody. He's the guy who stands up against bullies. And that's what I love about Jon. He stands up against bullies. Him and Sam have this great bond, this great brotherly friendship. More of a brotherly friendship than a lot of the other of the Watch. But him and Sam have this great brotherly friendship, and it's because Jon really accepted him, because he knows what it is to be a bastard. And not only that, but falling in love with Ygritte. I know I'm saying that a little bit wrong, but Ygritte, I really love that relationship as well. I love that Ygritte was pretty much his love of his life, and then I was saddened that she was going to die, or she died, and I knew she was going to die. Little son of a bitch, Ollie. And we'll get to Ollie in a minute. But I love that relationship, and I think that really brought more of me liking Jon, because even though Jon took these oaths to never, be with a woman, to only give his life to Castle Black, it shows that he's human. He's human, and that he did fall in love with the girl, and he was, but yet, even though when he was with the Wild Things, he saw what the Wild Things are, which are people, and he saw that, listen, they are people too, but I am still a crow. I am both. I am a crow, and I'm with you guys. I fell in love with one of your women. I love her. But yet, I still have brothers who I want to protect. So he definitely was down the center of the line. He was in a gray area where he wanted to definitely keep his brothers alive, yet definitely sees the point of what the Wild Things or Wildlings are doing. Like, he knows that Ygritte and what she's fighting for. So when he actually sees Ygritte and she's drawing that bow, I think he really felt like, if I'm going to go, I'd rather it be in your hands. I'd rather go, you're the love of my life. So I think that made me like even Jon even more, was the fact that he is a human being. I mean, come on. I think we would all fall in love with Ygritte, especially how sarcastic she is. She's like, she's a funny woman who's a really sexy woman. But not only that, but I really could really appreciate what Jon's definitely his dedication to the Crows, to Castle Black, and then also after that whole incident, still trying to help the Wild Things and still trying to find cooperation. Where listen, we all need to cooperate, or we're all gonna die from the White Walkers. So we need to stand our ground. And then especially he has the sword, that sword that can cut through White Walkers. That's beast, man. I'm so happy that he has one of those, and Sam has one of those in his possession as well. That will come into play, I believe. But I love that, you know, Jon, he's a warrior. He's a warrior. He's one of the best warriors in Castle Black, but I don't think he is the best warrior overall in the series. But he is the best warrior in Castle Black. He was being fucking put down when he first entered Castle Black. He was known as the bastard. He was a stewardess basically. He wasn't even in the Rangers. He was a stewardess. So him working his way to the top, and then certain people in the Crows in Castle Black, of course, the main guy, I can't really remember his name, but the one who really hated him, but I can understand him saying, like, you were going to doom us all, you're going to kill us all. And then Ollie, you know, those people stabbing the shit out of Jon, and Ollie just being the last one, just stabbing him. I'm just like, fuck you, Ollie. I mean, I know he's a kid, I get where he's coming from. His parents were, God, they were eating. Come out, they're eating. His parents were eating. So I get where he's coming from, but that little fucker. But yeah, when Jon died and then he was resurrected back to life, I mean, that was a huge relief, because we want Jon to survive. We want to see Jon. He has much more to do, much more to give to the show. And I mean, especially with Sansa with him, and then them taking back Winterfell. I want that to happen. I want Jon to take over that, but I want him to at least strive for the Iron Throne that Ned was beheaded because of it, you know. I think the Lannisters, I always want to say Lancaster, the Lannisters, I think Tyrion and Jon, and I want to see those two mingle. I want to see a lot of, I definitely want to see Jon interact with Khaleesi. I think those two are the most level-headed in the series, even though Khaleesi could be bold and brash, and so could Jon. But I think those two are the more neutral and balanced out of all the characters that we have. And you could say Tyrion as well. But I just really... Jon is my favorite character for the fact that he has a lot of cool... Of course, he has a cool sword. He looks cool. He has that nice, you know, the crow jacket and everything. He has an awesome dire wolf. He had an awesome lady who just died. He didn't give in to temptation with the witch, the red woman witch. He tried to keep the crows together, and he tried to embrace the wild things. He tried to have everybody in the same room, but it failed. He renounces his watch, which was really cool, and him just striving to take Winterfell back. He is definitely the underdog, and I think that's what it is. He is the lowest of underdogs. He started off as a bastard. He started off going to Castle Black to just give his life to that, because he knew he was not going to be anything more. He's never going to be a Stark. Especially that line when he said, "That's all I wanted was to be a Stark," you know. But you gotta. There's other things than a name that makes you a Stark, and I think a lot. He is one of the last. He definitely is one of the last of the Starks. So Jon is hands down just one of my favorite characters. He is my favorite character. He's my favorite character in the show. It's very typical of me. It's not very shocking. It's not a twist or anything like that. Sometimes you need characters like that in the show. Sometimes you need a character that you've seen before, but if it's executed beautifully, then it's rightfully so that you would love that character and you want that character to succeed. And with Jon, like Rocky Balboa, like any other underdog that was before him, like, you want him to succeed. You want him to gain everything and yet still be humble at the same time. So Jon Snow is my favorite character, and I wanted to talk a little bit of Jon Snow. So thank you guys for listening. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and check out my other videos. More Game of Thrones videos on the way. Like the video if you like it, and comment below. Love to hear your guys' thoughts if Jon Snow is your favorite character or not. Of course, I'm going to be talking about more characters like Tyrion, Khaleesi, there's the Hound. I mean, there's so many other characters that are very enjoyable. So even Jaime, I'll talk a little bit about Jaime and his evolution. He is probably the most, definitely how far he's come so far as a character. So thank you guys for listening on Dynamic and His Son, and I am King of the North. I'll see you guys later.